Let's get cracking. 40 West Boys back again.
Yes, sir.
Host Tyreek Nolan. Like I say all the time, the heavyweight coach. Co-host, head coach Logan Meister. Thank you for joining us.
Yes, sir. Ready to get into it, man. Had a good couple weeks of competition and getting it rolling again this weekend.
Yep.
So we had our second home match against Greensboro College on the 12th of November, Friday, 7 p.m. Great turnaround. We struggled in our first home match and had tough competition, wrestling a lot of D1, D2 competition the next weekend. So it was nice to come back, wrestle some Division III competition, some local competition, and man, our guys went out there and battled. Just brought another level of intensity.
Yeah.
So a strong comeback from their previous performances. Oh man, it was man, you were there too. You had a great time, right? I had a great time at that dual meet, man. The atmosphere was
I loved it.
Awesome.
Yeah. I was in the back basically hyping everybody up.
Yeah.
But I loved it because it was like I didn't necessarily have to hype anybody up. You know, it wasn't like everybody was back there, slapping their face, slapping their legs, doing, just going crazy.
Yeah.
But you could tell it was like they took it personal.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I don't know. To me, that was like that made my job a little bit easier. But I mean, when I say that I love being just in that atmosphere. I mean, especially like, a lot of these guys are freshmen, so they're getting a feel for everything. And when the momentum is just going our way and the entire night is just flowing the way it's supposed to, it's almost like this is what you coach for. This is what you love to see. It gives a lot of these freshmen hope. We had some recruits on campus.
Yeah.
Gave them hope. Hey, I want to come here.
Right.
So I don't know. I loved it.
Yeah, the whole vibe of the night was much different than the first night. The atmosphere. I think we did a much better job creating a show, and kudos to Coach Costa, threw in a lot of good ideas for us. So we shut down most of the lights. We only had one row of lights on in the middle, right over top of the mat. So it kind of darkened a little bit, highlighted the mat in the middle. We paused a little bit longer for our walkouts in between each match, let the walkout songs play a little bit, let it get rowdy. We had a tunnel. We made a tunnel with our team, lined up, started a slow clap. Crowd would get into it and join us in clapping, so it got really loud in there really quick. And once the clap picked up to a high pace, open up the doors, you were back there hyping the guys out, sending them out of the tunnel.
Yep.
That was pretty cool. Just a different, completely different feel from the first match. All the lights were on, the crowd wasn't really involved, and we would send our guys out. So I like what we did at this dual meet. The walkout I think was more exciting, more anticipation. We turned the lights out, all the lights out. It was dark in there, let the music roll for a while, build up. Then we busted out the doors when the beat dropped and the crowd lit up. And man, just kudos to everybody that came out and supported. We had a big crowd of students in there, getting very loud for us. We had the volleyball team in there. They came back and supported us because we were at their games in the fall. So I'd love to see that. The reciprocity there is great, and really hoping to bring the same energy, just with more people. We have one more home dual meet this year, and that's all the way in February. So we want to make that a big show. We only have a few of them. We're going to make them a big deal. We're excited for that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not even that. I feel like I always took pride in wrestling in sports, defending home turf.
Yeah.
That's the way that it is. Not only that, but I'll say out of a lot of teams that, are down here, Washington Lee, Southern Virginia, all those teams, I feel like we don't wrestle at home that often. Yeah. And yes, we're seeking nothing but tough competition. So we're going to all these tournaments and, all this stuff throughout the season to where, we don't really have time to wrestle at home.
Yeah.
But, I mean, anytime that we can wrestle in sports, I love it. It gives me like an old nostalgic feeling. Like, when I used to wrestle, it was just like, I love seeing the people come out, and just seeing how many people actually support our team. You never really know that until, you have these home dual meets, and even after the match is over with, it's not like everybody just pours out the door. People are standing around, people are talking, laughing with, the wrestlers, laughing with the family and stuff like that. Staff members coming up to us, different faculty coming up to us, you know, talking to us and all that. I love the engagement. I love, you know, how everybody can still, you know, and this even happened after the Washington Elite match, you know, still people kind of standing around, you know, still talking to us.
Yeah.
It was a different scenario, a different story then. However, you know, it just shows how much support we really do have behind this program.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
And it's the whole environment there, I think, was even better than what we experienced when we wrestled in sports.
Yeah.
When you were talking about the good old days when we were wrestling in sports, it just brought back some memories. And we had some big crowds, but man, we had the crowd very engaged.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope we get back to some big numbers and keep them engaged like we did the last time, because that gym in there will get so loud.
Yeah.
We'll have that real home field advantage.
Mm-hmm.
And when the crowd's really on your side, you know, and the ref feels that too,
Yeah.
and the other team feels that, and kudos to Greensboro, because their guys were getting into it too, and just helped our atmosphere get even louder.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they were cheering for their guys, then our crowd was trying to, you know, over cheer them.
That's
get
what I'm
louder.
saying. I was standing in the back, and of course, you know, I only have like a little square window to look through, and
Yeah.
you know, I'm trying to like peek through, you know, trying to see what's going on, because I hear like the crowd going crazy, and I'm
Yeah.
over here trying to hype this guy up, but you know, I'm like trying my hardest not to turn around and look out the window.
Yeah.
So I mean, I loved it, dude. I loved it.
Yeah, you know, after that experience, I think we really need to have some more home matches.
Yeah.
I think that's how we're going to make our presence more known on campus as
Mhm.
well. Let people come and watch us. We
Right.
do a lot of traveling, and we'll still do a lot of that. We'll still go see the toughest competition, but maybe we bring more tough competition into sports and wrestle there, and make it a show that other people want to get involved in too. Other teams want to come wrestle in that atmosphere.
Yep.
Because it's a fun environment for us. So, but yeah, back to the duel here versus Greensboro. Man, like, guys wrestled really tough, and we started off strong. We had Elijah Martin step in, 165. That's where we started off.
First match
165.
back.
First match back, right after dealing with COVID and having some time off. So, just really excited for him to get in there. He looked tough, looked gritty.
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't in the best shape possible
Mhm.
first match back, but he was grinding and put up points. Started us off with a win.
Yeah.
Couldn't be more proud of him for that.
I believe that he knew it was going to be a gritty win.
Yeah.
You know, I was kind of talking to him right before he went out, and you know, I of course just asked everybody, you know, how you feeling? You know, you ready to go? And it was almost just like a laser, like, you know, focus. It wasn't really like a oh, I'm, you know, kind of nervous, or you know, he was thinking about, oh, this is my first match back. It was just like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know, I'm as ready as I'm gonna be.
Yeah, and he actually, you know, he wanted to have the first match. I'd asked the team, said, hey, I'm thinking about it for the dual meet, maybe we just switch it up, start a different weight class.
Mm-hmm.
Give our upper weights a little bit of rest from being the tail end of the duel and less pressure, and, you know, just switch it up. We'll see what happens, switch it up. So I got a text later that night from Elijah, said, hey, can we start at 65 on the first match? I was like, all right, well, I'll ask Coach Birmingham from Greensboro and see what he thinks. Like,
Yeah.
Hey, Coach, you mind if we start at 65? Is that cool? He said, no problem. I was like, all right, Elijah, you got it.
I will say, I've always, and this is just my personal opinion, I've always felt better when I'm not the very last one that's wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but just being a heavyweight, you have so much time to think about things.
Mhm.
You watch, you know, 9 other matches that, you know, just make you
Emotions
go.
are going.
Yeah, your emotions are all over the place to where, you know, once you finally walk out there, it's just like, oh God, it's my turn now. You know, I don't know. That's just always been like my personal opinion. But,
Yeah, I haven't even really got to experience that. I was always one of the lighter guys in the lineup.
Yeah.
You know, then finally junior, senior year of college, I put myself kind of right in the middle,
Mm-hmm.
which is a little different. But yeah, never been at the tail end of the dual meet.
Yeah,
Different
it's
kind of pressure.
It's an experience. Yeah, I'll say the pressure is more what you put on yourself.
Yeah.
However, when it is, you know, a one match, you know, type of dual meet, like this is it. You know, whoever
Yeah.
wins this match, that's it. I mean, it does make you, you know, it's not, if it's not nerves, it definitely makes you think a lot more than what you usually would.
Yeah.
You know, but I don't know. That's just me. So moving on from Greensboro, we
Wait,
had.
We still gotta go through the matches here, the lineups.
Jesus.
You're fine now. So we started off with Elijah, got a decision for us at 65,
Mhm.
and then Colt Oliver, aka Boots, 174, went out there, dug underhook, grabbed the dude, threw him right
Quick
to his
pin.
back.
Quick
First
pin.
period, awesome to see. Crowd was pumped, you know, because not everybody knows everything about wrestling, but they know what happens when somebody gets thrown to the ground.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Held him there, secured the fall, pumped up the crowd. Great way to start a dual meet. Then we send out Sam Slate at 184, another freshman for us. He gets an early pin as well, keeps it rolling. And then we send out Braden Holmesy, 197. And he's in a tough battle and just picking up the pace on this guy, picking up the pace, and gets a takedown. And I think the kid must have hit his head or something, but wasn't able to finish the match after the takedown.
Yeah.
So he injury defaulted out. And then heavyweight, we sent out Ray Dixon, guy that you work out with a lot.
Yep.
I mean, I'm very proud of his performance out there at Greensboro.
Yeah. And that was he had to avenge that loss.
Yeah.
From last season.
Mm-hmm.
So that was, an even bigger reason why that win meant so much to really to both of us, because I mean I was still coaching him last season.
Yeah.
You can tell the difference in mindset. I'll definitely say that much. Last season it was kind of just like, I'm gonna go out there and just give him all. Whatever happens, happens. I feel like he's starting to understand his purpose now.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that, especially at heavyweight, you gotta love. Once you know what it is that you're out there to do, I mean, can't nothing take you away from that.
Yeah, he's starting to open up a little bit more and take some risks. Because when Ray is offensive, he does really well.
Yeah.
And that was just great to see, avenging a loss. It's always tough mentally, going into a dual meet with the team, and you've got a tough guy that you've lost to before.
Yep.
So just getting over some of those nerves. Sophomore, right, but we didn't get to wrestle a whole lot at home last year. We haven't had an environment like that, so proud of him for stepping up and getting it done there at heavyweight. Then we just went back to 125. JD was wrestling tough, I think dominating the kid on his feet, then just made a mistake that cost him the match. I think, if I remember correctly, it was getting a little too high on top, going over top, giving up the reversal on the fall.
You got caught.
Yeah, so that hurts, and that's something we're working on, making some smarter decisions there, because JD's a really good wrestler, and I think he wins that match most times, right, without making some mistakes. But it is what it is, and we'll keep learning from it. And then Levi Engelman, he had a tough one at 133. Josh Wilson had beat him last year in our dual meet as well. And then he got an early takedown and just locked up a tight armbar on Levi, and Levi was trying to sit through that last ditch effort to sit through the armbar, and Josh just did a good job of sinking his hips and sealing the deal. And so that's something that we're going to work towards. We want to get that one back there in the region. So tough battle, and Josh is tough wrestler in his own respects as well, an All-American. So not an easy loss for Levi there, but we'll get it back. And then we've got Hayden Funk, who lost a close one at 141. And the Greensboro team was kind of picking up some momentum there. We had started off with a 24-0 lead, and they started picking up a few wins, and 2 of those being bonus points. I think they had some hope there. So we sent out our sophomore Tyler Ramirez from Texas at 149, and he was getting after the guy high pace, and that's how Tyler wrestles. He keeps a really high pace for 7 minutes. It's hard to match that. And he brought up a major decision. And we sent out Christian Height at 157. He also got a major decision, just kind of in dominant fashion. Christian, I think, was close to getting a tech fall.
Yeah,
I think
actually.
I think he got a little tired there after scoring a bunch of points. There, made a couple little mistakes and gave the other guy some points, but man, still finished strong. Yeah, got the major decision.
I'll say that's one of the things that, I mean, it makes Christian so interesting to watch wrestle, because he can get in on anybody's legs. Yeah. I don't think I've seen him in a single match where he didn't, if not get on the dude's legs, let alone finish. But I mean, he just keeps going after it and keeps going after it and keeps good positioning to where, I mean, dude, if it's 30 seconds left in the third period and, you were close to getting the tech fall, but, this is, where your stopping point is, hey, look, I can't say that I would have went out there and did, any better. That dude, he went out there and he got after it. I'll say that much.
Yeah, I think that mentality is going to win him a lot of matches. Yeah. Wrestling to the last second. Win or lose, just focus on scoring as many points as he can in 7 minutes. Yeah. He's going to have a good season this year.
And what a way to close the duel out. Yeah. Just break the guy. Just keep taking it away from him.
Love it. And then we had 3 exhibition matches. We had Trent Proctor stepping in at 125, getting a duel for us. Wrestled really tough. Decision win, but very dominant on his feet.
Yeah.
Lots of takedowns.
Any takedown he wanted.
Yep. Real fast. Man, good timing on his shots. Getting underneath the arms, and yeah, I'm excited about Trent. I think it'll be pretty tough for us. Then we had 2 heavyweight exhibitions as well. Ethan Fregoso, he was wrestling a 197-pounder from Greensboro. Ethan's one of our lighter heavyweights, so it was a good matchup for him. And he posted a major decision. Had a couple of great shot defenses, pancakes. Sat the guy right to his back on some shots. That was fun to watch. And then George Mitchell won by decision.
Yeah.
So great heavyweight crew here. We had almost all of them wrestle that night. We just were missing our freshman Trent Ray.
Yep.
So we got 4 solid heavyweights, and I think seeing those guys battle every day in the room is definitely paying off because they're all making leaps and bounds. And
Yeah.
they're all competing against each other, and they're pushing each other. So it's good. It's keeping Ray on his toes, and George and Ethan and Trent are hungry to get their chance in the lineup too. So.
Well, I think that it's more of, I try to keep them in the mindset of, you know, you got to think in a dual meet, it'll all come down to you. You'll always be the last match. Not always, but you know, you're the match that everyone's anticipating 90% of the time. You got to start taking it more personal, you know, and it doesn't matter if it's a exhibition that you have, if you are in the actual starting lineup, you know.
Yeah.
I told every single one of them, take it personal, you know, don't give anything up, don't allow anything, and I mean, you're going to find the success. You're going to have the success that you want. I think, especially in George, his match, you know, they, you know, were kind of, you know, moving like the typical heavyweights start to do, and George just started picking it up. You know, he starts moving the guy. He's moving. You know, I mean, and George, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. George is one of those heavyweights. He'll surprise you.
Yeah.
Because he's fast. He's fast, and you're not expecting it.
Right.
You know, there's been plenty of practices where he'll hit me with a move, and I'm just like, dude, I'm just glad nobody else saw this. You know, I'll try to like get up and start like coaching him on it. The whole time I'm thinking to myself, like, man, he really got me.
Yeah, man, he's starting to believe in his offense some more and take some risks, and I think that's paying off. And it goes back to that competition in the room, and he's got you in the room to wrestle with as well.
Yep.
And it's only going to help him out.
And I think Ethan, you know, small things we got to fix.
Yeah.
Gas tank.
Yep.
Other than that, he can get on anybody's legs. He can, you know, handle anybody upper body wise.
Yep.
I mean, I don't see why. And this is one of the things that I kind of, you know, had told Ray, had told all of them really. You know, it needs to be that heavyweight has, you know, even if it's those 3 guys, we're going to add Trent in there too, you know, the freshman. Every single guy should just be ready.
Yep.
And whoever that starter is, you should have the mindset that I have to keep winning. I have to keep, or not winning, I have to keep performing well because all these other guys are ready, you know? And that's always, I feel like, the culture that we had at heavyweight, because we're going to keep some heavyweights on the team, you know?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's the culture that I came in to. That's the culture that we kept, you know, and I hope to instill that in them to where, you know, it just goes on and, you know, carries on for years, you know. Just knows the heavyweights will always be taken care of. That's it.
Love it. Yeah, I think that that's been very beneficial.
Yeah.
So we got to keep that up, and the heavyweight crew is dangerous. I feel comfortable. You know, if something happens, you know, I don't think it will, but if something happened, Ray got hurt, we're fine.
Yeah.
Something happened, Ethan gets hurt, we're fine.
Yeah.
Something happened, George gets hurt, we're fine. We're good.
Yeah.
We've got a guy that's always ready to step up and get it done. That's what makes a good team. You know, you got to have that second guy ready to go mentally, right? Ready, prepared mentally to be the guy all the time.
Yeah.
Because wrestling, you never know what could happen. COVID, you never know what could happen, right? Somebody could just pop a positive, somebody could get COVID, and now you've got to step up and be the guy. So you got to be ready. You got to be ready. Yeah, great weekend at Greensboro, or great Friday at Greensboro, and then Sunday we went over to Averett. They hosted an open tournament over there, and we got to take a lot of guys and get some good competition. And performed very well. Guys were wrestling very tough. And we finished 3rd place out of 20 teams. Very proud of that.
I think I enjoyed Sunday.
Yeah.
You know? I love the final match of the day.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, we'll get to that. That was exciting, man. That was exciting.
Maybe that was why I was trying to like go away from the Greensboro duel so early.
Yeah.
Just talking about Avery.
So Avery were the champs. They had 187 points. Queens from South Carolina Division II team had 131, and Fairhope was in third with 127 points. We're very close to Queens Division II.
Mm-hmm.
And we only had 22 wrestlers in the tournament, and some other teams had had some big rosters in there as well. So I think we competed really, really tough and walked away with 8 placers, 2 champs, and 3 were in the finals. So let's run through some of the weight classes here. We got 125. JD McMillan went 2-2. I think his last loss really got to see. That old JD, he had got caught in the first period, got himself in a bad position, was down by quite a bit. Third period, last minute and a half, he scores 8 points and is 1 point away from winning the match, and finds himself in the top position. He's working for a turn, didn't have quite enough time, but just love to see the heart in that, getting after guys all the way till the last minute, and that's going to pay off for him. JD's a tough kid, so I'm excited for him to keep growing this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then Trent Proctor, he had a tough draw there, wrestled the Queens University starter, I think was in the finals. I can't remember, but that was who he drew first round. He was really tough on top, lots of tilts. And then he wrestled a teammate on the way back through and lost a close one to a teammate, so that one was tough. And then 141, we had Hayden Funk. It was 1-2 on the day. Not the result that he had wanted, but that one win was a huge one. He had avenged his loss from Greensboro dual meet a couple of nights ago. Yeah, and he actually picked up a major decision over the kid that had beat him 2 days ago.
Well, even in the Greensboro duel, that match still went down to the final seconds.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a.
He was always in it.
Yeah, he was always in it. And even got in on the guy's legs. He just didn't finish.
Yep.
But just simple mistakes. He tweaked them, and that's what happens.
Yep. And tough kid too, man. Hayden, I can't remember which match it was, but he got hit in the nose pretty hard.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you saw him earlier walking around. His face is all black and blue, and nose is swollen, and he's gonna have one of those awesome face mask things on his head this weekend. He probably broke his nose at some point, and unfortunately, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. You just
have to keep walking around.
I hope you don't get hit in the face because it hurts pretty hard.
Really?
So he was. We had him in practice the other day, and we had a mask, not the official black padded one that Cliff Key makes, a different one, and he had.
It was like a little Phantom of the Opera mask.
Yeah, right. And he had gotten knocked in the nose. I forget what we were doing. I think we were doing some single leg finishes and sprawling stuff in the head, and his head hit the mat, and he got up and just. You could tell he was in a lot of pain.
Yeah.
So we need to get this other mask in fast. So Amazon got delivered to me last night.
Thank God for Amazon Prime.
Yeah, for real. Well, it's Prime. Yeah, I got it on the Prime. Proud of Hayden, tough kid. We're going to keep progressing this year. Then we got John Ward. This is the first time we really got to see John compete, other than the black and gold last year, but that was against teammates. So awesome to see John on the mat this year. Got a lot of potential, moves really well, and we just need to get in better shape, and I think he wins some of those matches that he lost. 149, Lane Cash went 2-2, really up a weight class. I think he plans on being a 41 pounder. We just got to progress down, but same thing with Lane. First time really seeing him on the mat and competing for us. Just excited to see what he had. I really didn't get to see him wrestle yet.
Yeah. He still did well, though.
Yeah, he did well, and he was getting after dudes. He wasn't afraid. He wasn't holding back. Wasn't afraid to let go. He was out there wrestling. It made a couple mistakes, but we can work with that.
Yeah, you can tell he's probably just been eager to get back on the mat. He actually compete.
Showed his eagerness there. Then we had AJ Gaskin at 49 as well. He finished up with a 7th place finish, picking up 2 pins, and he went 3-2 on the day. Pretty good day for AJ. And, I'm just excited to see him grow as a wrestler and probably physically too. This dude's so tall.
Yeah,
he could probably put on some weight, and I think his original plan was to come in and be a 41, and he's got to lifting with us and training hard, and he's just gaining weight, and There's nothing you can do about that. You want to keep him strong and healthy. So
Who knows? He might grow into a 57.
Yeah, you never know, man. So he's a scrappy kid and just really good at chain wrestling.
Yeah.
He wants to attack. He's gonna attack until he finds his way to a score. Then we had Tyler Ramirez at 149, finished in third place. He was 3-1 on the day and picked up 3 falls. Exciting day for Tyler. And the one match he lost was just one simple mistake.
Yeah.
He was winning the match, one simple mistake cost it for him. But this is going to be a great year for Tyler. Work ethic is through the roof, and just lets it out on the mat.
Yeah.
When he goes out there, I'm not afraid that he's going to hold back.
Yeah.
He goes out there and attacks.
Yeah.
So, very exciting to see that. 157, Charles Tisby picked up a couple good wins. He went 2-2 on the day. Charles is progressing every time I see him on the mat.
Yeah.
High energy, wants to win really bad when he goes.
That's one of those guys who definitely has come a long way.
Yeah. The effort is through the roof.
Yeah.
Nothing phases Charles. He gets it. If somebody gets a takedown on him, doesn't change his attitude. He is head up, right back to his feet, trying to get another one.
Yep.
Love that. Christian Height, he was one of our finalists at 157. He went 4-1 on the day, taking second place. Man, just fun to watch.
Yeah.
This weekend. All over the legs, getting to finishes quickly, tough riding on top.
Yep.
And smart wrestling and high intensity for the whole 7 minutes.
Yeah. You could definitely tell he went out there with a purpose.
Yeah.
He knew that he wanted to. He knew he wanted to win the tournament. Came down to a hard finals match. The other guy was very tough, but you could just tell it was written all over his face. This guy wanted it.
It's been cool to see him progress.
Yeah.
He wasn't always the guy in his freshman, sophomore year. He wasn't the guy in the lineup, and last year he got a shot to get up in the lineup and went up to the national tournament with us. And this year will be his first full season being the guy at the weight class. And I think he's really, really ready to show us what he's got.
Yeah.
And he gets after it on the mat. Very excited about him. 65, Cole Pritchard had a tough day, 0-2. First match was really fighting hard. We got a little sloppy, but he was scoring points and he was attacking all the way to the last second. The other guy was getting tired, and we started scoring more points, getting that score a little bit closer. Just a little bit too late.
Too out of reach.
Yeah, just a little too late. Then we ran into a teammate on the way back through. It was just unfortunate. Sucks to wrestle guys that you see in the room every day. And then we have Josh Johnson. Tough day for Josh. Kind of similar situation. Tough first round draw. Wrestled back's first round. He runs into Elijah Martin, teammate. So rough day for Josh. And then we have Jared Worley, went 1-2 on the day, picked up his first college win this weekend. That was exciting for him. I love to see that, because he puts in the work.
Yeah,
He's in there drilling, getting extra work in.
Yeah.
Asks questions.
He's been committed.
Yeah.
That's
for a while.
great commitment.
And then Elijah Martin was 5-1 and placed 5th. So the way the brackets were set up, if you don't make it to the semis, if you lose before the semis, you go in the wrestlebacks. The best you can do is 5th.
Yeah.
The guys in the semis, if you lose, you go right to 3rd, 4th.
Right.
So Elijah lost one early, wrestled his way back to 5th. Tough day, had 2 pins and a tech fall. He's really opening up, and we could see this weekend he was in a little bit better shape.
Yeah.
So that's going to keep getting better, and he puts a lot of points on the board. Like watching Elijah wrestle. Moves very well.
Yeah. Keeps
good position. And we had Colt Oliver at 174, went 2-2 on the day with 1 fall. Got a tough pin over an unattached wrestler, but I knew him in high school was pretty tough, so that was a good win for Colt. And fix a couple little mistakes, we'll be fine. Great performance. He's opening up, getting out there, not holding himself back, and he's wrestling like himself. He's not trying to change his style and wrestle like me, wrestle like you, or wrestle like Coach Costa. He's doing Colt Oliver's wrestling out there, and we're just trying to make him better out of that.
Yep.
Then 84, Sam Slate, 2-2 on the day, 2 pins, taking 4th place. So he made it to the semifinals, lost to Taiwan in the semis, and then lost in the 4th place match.
Well,
there at
he's
the end.
progressing. What
Yeah,
was
it
it?
is.
Fifth place at Southeast.
Yep, fifth
Fourth
place at the
place.
Southeast, fourth at Cougar Open,
So
placing
we
in.
up from here.
Yep, he placed 2 and 2 so far.
Mhm.
So 2 out of 2 events. He's placing great things from a freshman. Lots of hope for him in the future. And Braden Holmesy was one of our 2 champions. He went 4-0 on the day and got 2 tech falls. One of those were in the finals. He put up 21 points on the board.
I believe I may have been warming up with Ray
Yeah.
when Braden's match was going on, but yeah, I mean he looked as dominant as ever this past weekend.
Yeah,
he really
just
did.
his ability to move and change directions
Yeah.
and chain wrestle just eats guys up because guys will fight really hard after that first takedown, maybe that second one.
But they
And then
don't
he
expect for him to keep
Yeah.
wrestling and keep
Keeps
wrestling.
the pace high and high, and they're like, man, when's this guy gonna get tired of the third takedown, fourth takedown,
Yeah.
fifth takedown, and then they just start giving up because realize you're trying all the defense you got, and he's always finding a way to score.
Mhm.
And they just fall apart. So that was exciting for
Well,
Braden.
That's like the weird thing about with Braden. He's so strong, and just looking at him, you wouldn't necessarily expect like, oh, okay, he's gonna start the match off, and he's gonna have this strength that I just don't know about.
Yeah.
The other guy, he might start the match off just heavy-handing, the mess out of Braden, and then it's like, okay, this guy isn't wearing down. What's going on?
Yeah.
And then Braden really starts showing his strength, and it's just like you can't do anything with it because you tried to muscle him the entire time that you've been able to before you gassed out.
Yeah.
And now he's
That first
still going,
minute,
yeah.
guys will go hard with him in the hand fight for that first minute, and then they realize they're getting tired.
Yeah.
And Braden's just
It
dancing
happens all
around
the time in
that.
the room with me.
Yeah, right. And they're really like, man, I'm not prepared for all this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. So, and then heavyweight, great showing from our heavyweight crew. We had George Mitchell going 2 and 2 with 2 falls. Trent Ray going 3 and 2 with the major decision. Love that for him, having a great tournament, picking up 3 wins. And then Ethan Fergoso taking 7th place, 4 and 2 on the day with 1 pin. He's figuring out the heavyweight wrestling.
Yeah.
And he's getting a little bit smarter with his strategy because, like I said before, he's a little bit lighter of a heavyweight.
Mhm.
So his strategy has to be different when he's wrestling a guy that's 285 pounds.
Yeah. Well, I believe this is his first season at heavyweight as well.
Yep. So great for him to get in there, pick up some solid wins,
Mhm.
placing at an open tournament there at heavyweight. And then Ray Dixon 5 and 0 on the day with the first place finish. He was our second champ, and man, just like I said, just opening up and really starting to believe in himself. You can just see it when he's wrestling. He's not waiting so long. Before it was kind of a wait till the third. It was like the typical heavyweight.
Yeah.
That's the heavyweight battle. You hand fight the first period, somebody chooses bottom, get an escape. Third period, that guy gets an escape, 1-1, and
Let's go
you
to
see-
overtime, baby.
You see who gets the first
We're
takedown,
going
whether
to
it's
the death.
this 2 minutes or the next 2 minutes in overtime.
Yeah.
But that last takedown's gonna win it, and something we've been trying to coach him up is don't wait for that.
Yeah.
Put so many points on the board that you're not even worried about the last
Mhm.
minute.
I
You
think
got
that
locked in.
going into the third period or whenever it was tied, right before the last takedown, I could tell that he started thinking a little bit more than probably the dual meet because it was the same guy, in the finals,
Yeah.
Greensboro kid in the finals. And this was kind of like the tiebreaker. They're both 1-1 against each other.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. And we're in the tournament finals.
Yep.
Couldn't think of a better place to be. So I think that he was definitely thinking about it a little bit more than the duel. The only thing I really told him, stick to your offense. You're a lot better when you actually wrestle.
Mhm.
Take it personal.
Yep.
And yes, he waited a long time to finally get that takedown, but when he got it, and obviously like going back and looking at the video, you could tell just about how I celebrated. I mean, I was just more than happy for him.
Yeah.
It was a great confidence booster, especially a guy who you just avenged a loss against. I mean, to now get that now they're 2-1 against each other.
Yeah.
So now you have the upper hand over him,
Mhm.
a person who you're gonna see all season. At probably every tournament that we go to. Not only that, but for your first tournament win and having all the people around the mat supporting you is just like that was what he needed. I feel
Yeah.
like that was the big win that he needed, you know, to
Yeah.
finally start seeing like, oh, okay, it's starting to click now, you
Mhm.
know.
First tournament title for him, and just awesome to have your teammates there enjoying that moment with you.
Yeah.
It's a big moment winning a college tournament.
Yep.
Awesome for him, and it was fun for the team just to end the day with with 2 champs in a row. Just great morale for us, great
Mhm.
tournament, and just led into a great week of training. We just kept that momentum going in the room,
Yep.
kept it positive, fixed some mistakes, and really excited to get out there this weekend. We have the Star City Duels up at Roanoke College.
Mhm.
So the first day, Saturday, we have the duels, and that's going to be, it was going to be 3 rounds. There's a team that had to pull out. They had some issues with COVID and injuries and such, so unfortunate to hear that, but they're going to pull out, and then we'll have 3 other duels. We'll have Roanoke College, very excited about that matchup. Then we have the Ozarks and SVU. Should be a good day for us.
Yep.
Good. So
I can't wait.
Roanoke and SVU, local teams, we see them in our conference tournament. So very important to get wins over the conference rivals, and then Ozarks. They've also been in our conference as well. They're out, I'm gonna forget the state, is it Arkansas?
Yeah, I believe so.
Arkansas. They've been in our conference as well, and I can't remember if they're gonna be in our conference this year or not. It's just it's a long trip for them, and I know that soon we're gonna be moving into the ODAC.
Mhm.
But still great competition. They've got some really tough guys on their squad. I know they're 25 pounders, ranked number 1 in the country, and
Oh, really?
they've got some other tough guys on their roster as well. So definitely some tough battles this weekend that I'm looking forward to, and looking forward to some success on the mat for us in the duels. And while we're at the duels, we are also sending our women's team up to Liberty University. We're going to have a tri-meet with Liberty and St. Andrews. And we'll be able to get, I think each of our ladies are going to get 3 matches because we have some exhibitions lined up as well. It'll be a great day for them to get some experience, get some more mat time, and make some of the changes that we're working on from the East Stroudsburg Open.
Right.
So Coach Koss will be heading over there with them, taking care of them, hopefully picking up some wins, making some changes, wrestling tough, and then their ladies are going to come to Roanoke and help support us on the men's side at our dual meets. You know, and just very thankful for them working with us, and they're being a part of our team too. It's kind of a big family right now.
Yeah.
They've enjoyed that we were kind of accepting them and bringing them, letting them be a part of our travel and trips, and getting that full team atmosphere with only 3 on the roster for the women's right now. You know, working hard on bringing in some tough recruits for the women's team, and just having them be a part of something that's bigger than themselves, be with us and support us, and we'll return the favor as well and support them. So very grateful to have them with us, and a very positive attitude, and
Yeah.
always loud and cheering on our guys. And they actually helped out a lot with film on last Sunday with the Cougar Open.
Yep.
So extremely grateful. All of our guys were able to watch their matches because their ladies made a sacrifice during their Sunday. You know, nobody made them come there. They wanted to come and help out. So very thankful. And then Sunday this week we have the Star City Classic tournament. So it'll be an individual tournament. The guys that aren't wrestling in the duels, on Saturday we're going to enter them into the tournament. Should be another good day for them.
Yep.
Have some success, and
Like I said, I can't wait. I've always loved Star City just because, you know, it's that tournament right before Thanksgiving break.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like, you know what, let me just let it fly.
Yeah.
Let me just let it all out today, you know? I've always loved that tournament.
Whatever happens afterwards. I'll get a Thanksgiving dinner with the family.
Yep, I got a good week or 2 to figure it out.
Hit a little refresh.
Yeah.
Come back and get training, and then we've got an open up at George Mason, and we're getting ready for winter break, and then, you know, the whole rest of the season. We
Yeah.
get back into the grind after Christmas.
And of course, I can't wait. But that's all that I have for today.
Great.
You got anything else?
No, that's it.
All right.
That's it for us.
40 West.
Appreciate it.